Welcome to the Gathering Place podcast. My name is Joe Seaman, a real estate agent in the Augusta, Georgia, Aiken, North Augusta, South Carolina area. I run the J Properties Group, brokered by Maybarn Real Estate.
My name is Hope Seaman, and I am a chaos coordinator and a Jill of all trades. Welcome to the Gathering Place podcast. Today's topic is going to be about what, JoJo?
Branding. I just found that out like 2 seconds ago, but we can take this and roll with it
because branding yourself.
Branding yourself, and it doesn't matter what industry, business, doesn't matter what you're in. Like, I feel like no matter what you're in, you need to brand yourself.
I think, and like when we say the words brand yourself, like immediately, me and my little crazy, the way I think I'm like branding, like a iron branding. But of course, you do really need to kind of like, why do people brand cattle and different things like that? So they can clearly identify
who it belongs
to,
yeah.
Or what farm it's a part of, or whatever, right? So you need to do that in whatever business you're in, whether it's real estate, whether it's roofing or videography, photography, whatever it is that you're doing, that you're passionate about. I think you should brand yourself. Like our oldest son, he works at the site, but he's doing environmental work on the side, like silkscreen fencing and different things like that, right? So he's not going to brand himself and his job working at the site.
Correct.
But he's going to brand himself with his
That's right.
side business.
So you kind of stand out a little bit more.
Yes.
And if you need any environmental work, like you will know to call him.
Yes.
And
Phone environmental, by the way. But anyway, okay, so that was a shameless plug. So let's talk about this, though. Here's the thing. People want a cookie cutter branding. Okay, you and I have been a part of MLMs in the past and still kind of partly as well. How many times did the company come out with a new product or a new flavor or whatever, and then they sent a flyer out? Mm-hmm. And how many times?
Just automatically post that one flyer.
That is the biggest pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Like the biggest
because
pet
it's
peeve.
The lowest amount of work, effort that you have to do. And
it just makes you look like the masses.
Mm-hmm.
So then how are you any different from Joe Blow down the street?
You really got to think about it. And what you need to do is through your brand, and this is what we try to do, is through our brand, and this is really the only thing I have to speak on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've done several different things.
We've done several things, and we've branded well.
Yes.
But what you have to do is you've got to really think, and it can end up being a job to think how to brand yourself correctly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes branding comes very, very organic. Just by doing something over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Like Kessler, one of our kids, every time we go to Beaufort, like as I go under the Beaufort sign,
yes,
like that tells me I'm on island time. Every single time I record a video, whether it's 8 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, or 7 at night, I record a video. And he literally said, that's like your Beaufort brand. Like, this is a 15-year-old kid saying this, and, he's telling me, we weren't even talking about it, but he saw it on my story one time. He was like, that's like your Beaufort brand, because I know when I see that Beaufort sign, you're fixing to show, your next story is going to be a picture of the water.
Right.
And so branding can come very organic, but then also branding, you may have to work at it and really make yourself not necessarily look different, but be captivating in some kind of way.
Right.
I think, again, because of just me only really knowing how to speak, like having Drew on our team, he's given our videos a different look.
Right.
It's not every other.
Speaking of look, do y'all like our backdrop set?
Yes.
So
like it much better.
Yes.
Much, much better.
Well, Drew helped me with that.
Thank you. So,
and Kessler with the plants.
thank you. So,
Yeah.
looks much better.
Much better.
The table scene from the last 2
Was
weeks
very
was just not
sterile.
working.
It felt very
We're not
sterile.
going to sit at a table
We're
and talk
not.
to each other.
No,
ever.
this is literally us at home, like
Yes.
on the couch.
Yes.
We have 2 couches at home and a chair.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. This is us.
I don't know how many times we've ever sat at the table, just the two of us, and just
No.
talked.
If we're sitting
I
at
don't
the
know that-
table, we're eating dinner, and the kids are with us,
Yeah.
and it's not just you and I. And
Yes.
that, I feel like that's. But
Yeah.
again, that's something that we've done, and that adds more of authenticity into what we do. So this feels more comfortable for us.
Yes.
I think, like, I'm a big firm believer in, okay, what's something that we did when we used to market a lot, like Prove It and different things. We would focus on, okay, what are we trying to do with this post? Like, what's our end goal? Why are we trying to sell this product? Why do we want people to use this product, right? So we would focus on those things, whether, okay, your roof, like, what sets your roof company apart from other people? There's something about you. I can tell you right now, we have several different friends that have different roofing companies, and there's different attributes to each one of those roofing companies that I can tell you off the bat. One, very family oriented. One, I mean, like, I can sit here and tell you all different aspects. One is going to help you more focus in the insurance world and roofs and different things.
Literally what I was about to say. Yeah.
There's and then there's another that's just like new and starting out. And there's another that is a true family business as well. So, like, we can sit here and identify what separates them. But sometimes I think when we're in our business day in and day out, we get inundated with the boring part of it, and we forget why we did it to begin with. So something that I used to do with our promoters with Prove It, they would get stuck, and I would say, okay, look, here's the thing. I would hold up a packet of ketones. I very vividly remember doing this with Angel in Kentucky when we went to corporate headquarters. I said, what does this packet of ketones mean to you? She gave me the answers. You know, focus, energy, blah, 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 blah. The Sunday school answers, right? I said, no. Okay, I'm going to take it away from you. You can never have it again. What does this product mean to you? And she, like, stopped for a second. She kind of got a little teary-eyed. And then she started to tell me what that product did for her in her life. How it changed her physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, like it in that regard. And she got more authentic with her stuff, and she kind of sat back and she said, I was just trying to sell a product. I wasn't trying to tell you my story. And I feel like with you and Drew and social media revolving around J Properties and real estate, I feel like y'all do a really good job of showing your hearts. I mean, Tasty Tuesdays with Drew and Joe. That's
So we'd love to eat.
Because it's real fun and playful. It has nothing to do with real estate, but y'all love food.
Because we try to highlight different places in the community and get the community involved.
But you're not trying to sell
But
anybody
I'm
a
not
house
selling
in that
them
one.
to go to a restaurant. No.
No, you're just
We're
trying to contribute.
And that is part of our branding, is to give back. Like the way you get what you want is to give back.
Yeah, and leave people in better shape than you found them.
And so,
yes, 100%. So
we have literally branded a Tasty Tuesday, like, for our area.
Right.
There are people that are never ever going to visit Augusta, Georgia, or Aiken, South Carolina.
But if they do,
they always ask me about Tasty Tuesday. They may be in San Diego, California.
right.
And Mike Brown ask me all the time, what are y'all having next for Tasty Tuesday? He may not ever come here, but
I would like to say for the record today,
it is a brand.
they shared the Tasty Tuesday try for this week with me today. It was actually really good. It's the first time, by the way, y'all have shared that with me. So I appreciate it. I didn't get to be on the video, but I did get to have the extras. Points for being in the office today. Y'all should see his face right now. But anyway, so
It may be a lesson to come to the office a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, this is getting deep over here.
It's getting deep.
Okay,
but,
let's go back to
but
what
that
we're trying
is
to
kind
say.
of like a Tasty Tuesday, and it's kind of like a brand. People literally will look you up if you create something like that. We created
That's
that
applicable
series,
to them. Yes.
and they may want to know, like, where's Joe and Drew eating lunch at today?
Mm-hmm.
I need somewhere different to go find lunch at, and so
Because y'all took like a little bit of a break for a bit, and people were like, where's the
it was
Tasty Tuesdays?
weekly. People would ask,
Yeah.
I haven't seen y'all do Tasty Tuesday in a while. We had actually talked about not doing that series this year, but then it became like,
No,
where
I
is
think
Tasty Tuesday? Where is Tasty Tuesday? So I was like, Drew, we probably need to do this Tasty Tuesday again. And he was all for it. He was like, yeah, I got a list of restaurants. So,
Like, I'm going to go behind them one day with a camera and just film like the blooper reels of all this stuff. Because, like, today, y'all went to go do a Tasty Tuesday in the truck, and I was like, the door's open. I can see drinks on the dash. Like, I was trying to figure all this out. And then it clicked in my head. It was like, oh, anyway, all that to say, you have a playful way of still continuously contributing to the brand, right? By a different outlook on it. It doesn't always have to be about selling or buying a house. I mean, we love that. You love that. That's a passion for you. But it's also contributing in other ways. And I think people just forget. And like today in our staff meeting, our team meeting, we don't have staff. We have team. In our team meeting, someone mentioned, I've been so busy that now that I have like a little bit of a break, I really need to focus on my marketing. And I'm like, you have told me that from day one. That is the one. Oh, we fight. We don't fight. We just disagree on the amount of money that we spend on marketing a lot. And then it never fails when I'm wanting to like cut a budget somewhere. Someone comes in and says, "Hey, I got this. Look at this phone call. I just got off this postcard." And I'm like, "Who reads postcards anymore?" Apparently, this person does.
That's going to give us a listing.
And you have always said to me, you don't when times are slow or times are tough.
Especially, and I know it's very counterintuitive when, you may not have the money coming in that you're used to or the income coming in. That's actually when you want to double your marketing budget. Down. You want to double it because it's just, or double down or triple down because that's when it's needed the most. Because when you're feeling it, most of the time, your industry is impacted and feeling it. And that's just what we do is we're not dropping the billboards. We're not going to not send out postcards. We're not going to stop all the ads that we do. We're not going to stop any of it. If anything, we've gotten more aggressive with it.
Right.
And
it's proven to work over and over and over again. But again, it's not cookie cutter. Like, how many of you can go or can relate to this? Trying to find content. People talk about, and it is, marketing is expensive, the different ways that you can market. But there are tools out there. Facebook is free. Instagram is free. Your circle of influence, those are free. And so if you start focusing on giving people content that makes them want to look at you in different ways or remember you or whatever, that right there is free. It doesn't cost anything, but you've got to do the work. And so something that is, I have a love-hate relationship with what I'm fixing to tell you. Mm-hmm. You can go on Etsy, you can go online, and you can find a whole month's worth of content, creative ideas. I have a love-hate relationship with that because on one hand, I'm like, ooh, that takes the guesswork out of everything. Let me tell you something I used to do. I used to go to the calendar of the day, the day of the national calendar. Okay.
Whatever day it was. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
Yes.
Or
and I would start
National
planning
Pink Bubble Gum Day or
my content around the national day. Now, is that easy? Yes. And if you want to do that to get started, go ahead. It's good. It's great. People love, especially if you don't just say, hey, y'all, it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Give them a recipe. Share your great aunt's recipe.
Or be in the kitchen
cooking. Or be in the kitchen cooking. Like, okay, use that. Don't stay there. Don't stay there because you've got to put yourself in there too, especially if it's something you don't normally do. And that's why I say I have a love-hate relationship with pre-packaged products that people will sell you so that you can, because you lose the authenticity of it if you don't lead with your heart in that regard. Does that make sense?
I would say, like, you have to be giving value.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to sit and watch, just because I'm in the real estate industry, in the real estate space. I follow a lot of realtors, but if you're not giving something different, I unfollow quickly. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, quick. If it's kind of the same boring thing over and over and over and over and over, and I'm not getting anything from it.
Yeah,
it's an unfollow or something. But you have to give value. You have to be relatable as well, and
if you don't know what to post, ask your circle of influence what makes you unique.
Yeah.
Ask them, why do you, I mean, they're your friends, right? Ask them, what about me is unique? And then, like, pay attention to that. Build off of that.
Build off of that.
Again, this can be applied to anything you do in life. Whatever business you do, side hustle, primary income, influence on social media, whatever it is, you can use that if you just lead with authenticity. That's my biggest thing.
I always have said this, even before we were in real estate, before we were on social media, like, it never failed that people always wanted to know what your nails look like.
Mine?
Yours. What your nails look like. What you were wearing, where you were going.
My nails
and
today.
Like, that's kind of your brand is, you're always going to look.
I'm extra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's okay. They've been telling me for the last couple of weeks that my toes and my nails are extra, and that's okay because it's berry blue with unicorn chrome on top of it, just in case y'all need to know that, okay? Berry blue D&D gel with unicorn chrome. But anyway, so all that to say, I am myself, and I am surrounded. I live in a home. My husband, we have 4 boys that we have raised. 3 are our boys. 1 is our international student that never left, and he's still here. He's married, and he doesn't live with us anymore, but he's still part of the fold. And so I am surrounded by a lot of testosterone. Therefore, I am way over the top when it comes to being extra and bougie and all the things. And I'm okay with that.
Purple Walls from last week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Was in no way extra at all.
Yeah, I mean, why be basic when you can be extra? And that's fine. If you want to be basic, do you, whatever. I just like to be different, and that's okay. It's who I am, and my friends will tell you.
Yeah. But you don't have to be so crazy and off the wall.
No.
But you just have to be relatable and provide value.
But that's
and have...
Don't be somebody you're not. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
You just issued a challenge today to the team. And I was like, for a second, I was like, yo, please. And it was a really cool challenge. Like, I am very excited about that. And then I got to thinking, okay, how are they going to do it? Because you were talking about all the different ways they can use social media to meet this challenge, right? And my first reaction was, please do not throw up just an MLS listing and say, here, go. Please don't do that.
Because it's not going to get you anything.
It's not going to get you anywhere.
Every single realtor does it. Every single realtor across the United States does it.
And people are so, like, link scared today. Like, taking you off of a different, like a secondary, and also Facebook alone is going to hide you if you do anything that's going to take them off their platform. So there's that. But just pay attention to it. Like, I was trying to think. Okay, so we went down to Edisto last week. You're talking about the Beaufort thing. As we're crossing, if you're familiar with Edisto Beach or anything, there's this bridge. It's kind of iconic, and everyone takes a picture as they go over it. That's kind of the same thing you were talking about, the Beaufort sign. So when we were down there, we were riding. I took that picture, blah, blah, blah. Kessler and I talked about that. And as we're riding along, we see one of our friends' roofing company signs in the yard. Now, this is a good 2.5 hours away from home. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're here. Now, I don't know if they did. I'm sure they did the roof, or the sign wouldn't be in the yard. But, like, I would be highlighting that if I were this particular company. I haven't seen anything on their social media about having done that home. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful home in Edisto, because right now it's beach time. It's a hot topic. Everyone is thinking about summer, all the things. If I were them, I would be highlighting that. Hey, we drove 2.5 hours to put the roof on. To me, that's literally going the extra mile and showing that you really are passionate about your work. And so that's the kind of things I'm thinking, talking about. Like, they probably do, I don't know how many roofs a week all over the CSRA, but how often they go to Edisto to do it. I'd be making a whole reel about that, saying I will travel the distance to do that. You sell houses in Beaufort. You list houses in Beaufort, and you're very vocal about it, because you're not just an agent that's going to stick right here into this area. I mean, you're going to go wherever your client wants you to go. That is something that makes you more authentic, and a reason why people want to use you as their agent, because you're not just going to go, oh, let me refer that out. Now, sometimes you have to, but if it's within your power to handle it, you'll do it.
Yeah. And I think the main thing is what you said. You've got to have like a passion about it, because people can see a fake.
Yeah.
I would not be able to sit here and try to sell you on nail colors.
I would
Fingernail colors. Like,
gotcha. I wouldn't want you to.
you would probably watch it for the comedy of it, but I wouldn't be able to sell you on fingernail colors.
Well, I'm not going to be able to sell you on the square footage of a house.
But people know that I've got a true passion. Like, it's so cliche for a real estate agent to say I've got a passion about selling houses. I literally do,
No,
because
you do. You've been drawing them since
I was in the
old,
third
yeah.
grade. And so, I've got picture after picture after picture of where I was drawing houses when I was, how old are you in the third grade? How are you in third grade? 8? 8 years old. And I was drawing floor plans at 8 years old. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Tell me houses is not in my DNA. But I love it, and I'm passionate about it. And I feel I can speak educated on the process of buying or selling. We bought plenty of houses. We've sold plenty of houses. We've built houses. Like, we've renovated houses. We've short-term rented houses. Like, we've done all of it. And so I feel like we can talk very educated. And you just got to have a passion. And that just goes back to branding yourself on whatever industry, whatever you're passionate about,
And people will follow you for it. Like, I literally, we just set up a short-term rental, Airbnb, and I had to go learn all that stuff on my own, because there's not anybody out there that has told you from start to finish what to do.
Well, they
to
probably
set up.
are, but, some of
they-
them may be just doing it for the money, and so they didn't captivate your attention because they're not truly.
I haven't found anyone that
spoke
to me.
Yeah.
And so I had to go research it on
Yeah.
my own.
Yeah. But
So-
you mentioned Keaton is going to brand his environmental services. Kessler has branded himself like everybody in the CSRA
Down Sue.
knows he is into plants.
They don't know it's him. That's the cool thing.
Well, I mean,
but yes,
they know
but they know
us,
his they know his business.
Yes.
And then Cade,
Cade, everybody knows
he
he's
loves to
fishing.
fish.
So, as long as you follow your passion, and you are providing valuable information on it, and just don't try to sell somebody on it. Like, that's the one thing, like, don't sell,
Show 'em why.
If you like the house, you're going to buy it. I can't make you buy a house.
Right.
So if you like it, you're going to buy it. I don't try to sell it. I've said this a lot of times before, and it's kind of getting on a rabbit trail. Then we got to get back. There's many times that I have shown houses, and I have never even told them the square footage of it, how many bedrooms, what appliances come with, how old the roof is, because we're sitting there talking, building that relationship to just solidify that.
What they really want.
Right. And it gives that value piece of Joe's really figuring out what I want, and then I'm able to also like take that and brand it, and then it just all works in one.
Yeah.
If that even made sense. I don't even know that made sense in my head, what I just said, but
It made sense to me.
you just got to brand yourself, and
That's it. I mean, that's it. Whatever you do, be authentic.
be authentic and consistent. So you can't post a video today and not post again for 3 weeks and expect for people to remember and think of you when they're thinking about buying a house.
Absolutely.
They want to know, are they relevant? Are they selling houses? Did they sell a house last week? Are they even showing houses every week? Like, you got to brand yourself in whatever field you go into. You got to brand yourself and you got to commit. Mm-hmm. That's probably it. Commit. Mm-hmm. Brand yourself and
commit to authenticity.
Yep. So, cool.
All right.
All right. Well, that was this episode of the Gathering Place podcast, and we will catch y'all next week.